Still under green here at Talladega. Coming around to complete lap number 13. Here are our AutoZone and the Zone drivers at Talladega. Junior with 5 wins in his last 8 races. Tony Stewart runs here. And of course, Jeff Gordon won here back in May. Our AutoZone and the Zone drivers at Talladega. Swap the lead up front. Sadler has it back. Kenseth had it for a couple of laps. And Jimmie Johnson wants it, Alan.
Yeah, it wants it badly, Bill. Remember we talked about his car getting some damage on its left rear corner in yesterday's final practice session. They had to repair the bodywork on the car, basically from the rear glass back to the back bumper. I asked crew chief Chad Knaus if there were any concerns about it. He said, no, we think we've got it all pretty close. The only thing Jimmie said is he thinks the left side fender skirt, that piece of metal that hangs down between the wheels toward the ground to seal the air from under the car, he thinks that's dragging just a bit. Otherwise, really good.
See that 6th car on the left-hand side there, that blue Viagra? Mark Martin from 24th to 6th. The only driver in the chase that has won here, he's got Dale Earnhardt Jr. on his rear bumper. How about it, Marty?
And guys, that's exactly where Mark wanted to be. He wants to run the high line. He told me that yesterday in final practice, the low line was not good for him. Bogged the car down. Car wouldn't go to the low line. The top line was very, very good for Mark. And he said, I'm committed to that for most of the day. Maybe the middle groove, but the top groove is what works for me. Dave?
The car continues to lead. The pole sitter is staying out front, and fuel mileage may come into play here today. Most teams being able to run between 35 and 37 laps for sure, but the 38 car will not be making a stretching fuel run like they might have. They tried some different changes to their carburetor, which would have saved fuel, but it really took away maneuverability for Elliott Sadler, so they stayed with a fuel-consuming, powerful setup on the 38.
From 1st to 43rd, 3.9 seconds. Jimmie Johnson looking for the lead on the high side.
Jamie McMurray looking for the lead on the low side.
And Elliott Sadler trying to hold it in the middle.
So who's going to win?
The tri-oval to the start-finish line, which is down close to turn number 1.
Yeah, McMurray didn't really have any help on his rear bumper, and that's what cost him right there. Now he's got some help there with the 17. The 17 actually pushing him.
And Jamie led that lap.
Marty?
Wow, this is just fun to watch, isn't it, guys? McMurray told me his car is so good, he feels like he can almost pass people by himself without any help. If he can get a good run off of a corner, he thinks he can pass someone without the draft behind him. He said, like other people have said, best speedway car in combination I've ever had. I feel like we can lead a lot today, and I work well with everybody, including, he mentioned specifically, Elliott Sadler.
Fun to watch, but is it fun to race? Jeff Gordon's had a lot of success at this track. We asked him that question.
There's times that I absolutely love it, and then there's times when I absolutely hate it. You know, I think that the rules package that we have right now is the best that I've seen it. The cars can still pass, they can still close up, but they don't close up so much where we're just running all into one another. You know, and everybody's gotten their cars so close. The drivers have learned so much about the draft that, you know, it makes for very, very tight quarters. I'd say the only thing that I am against, and it's nothing we can do about it, it's just that the slightest little mistake by anybody, we all make them throughout the race, can cause a 20, 30 car pileup. And I'm just fortunate that our cars are as safe as they are these days.
You know, Jeff was right behind Jimmie Johnson earlier, went to a commercial, and what happened was Johnson was out front and he was trying to break the draft on the low side, the high side, and Jeff caught him and had to jump out of the throttle not to hit Jimmie Johnson, and he wound up losing about 10 or 12 spots. So I think Jeff's got a really good car and he's working his way back up. But hey, B, I think he's going to be pretty tough today.
Wally, I can give you the very latest on Jeff's car, direct from his radio. He said the front end not gripping as well as he'd like, a little bit sliding the nose in the corners in this tight wreck.
Down the backstretch. Jamie McMurray leading the field.
Kurt Busch, 97 car, is way back there, currently running in 35th position.
Matt?
Bill, two issues for the 97 of Busch. Now first, he thought he passed the 41 of Casey Mears under the yellow line, so he had to lag back to let Mears go back by. Also, his spotter, Jeremy Brickhouse, reports to the team that they may have some slight cosmetic damage with the crash.
Trouble in turn one.
Oh, car on its roof.
Michael Waltrip. Mark Martin is in it. One of the championship contenders.
Elliott Sadler, the pole sitter, 38.
Heavy damage. That's Mark Martin's car right there. I couldn't really tell.
No steering at all.
No steering at all, Mark said, but obviously is okay.
Sometimes he's just along for the ride. And that's what these guys in the chase especially were
Concerned about.
They were worried about is this right here.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. got part of it.
Hey, flat tires. I got a lot of damage. I hit pretty hard.
Allen.
Yeah, championship leader Jimmie Johnson got a piece of that also, Bill. He has called into his crew some right side damage on the car. Crew chief Chad Knaus calling Jimmy in. They're going to change the right side tires, check it over, send him back out to stay on the lead lap and make a game plan for if there's anything else they need to address.
Not too bad though, Alan. He got away with a lot of it there. Let's see if we can see what happens here. BP, you see Mark Martin there, and oh, looks like Elliott Sadler got turned by Jimmie Johnson.
Yeah, looked like he got hit by the 48 car getting down the corner.
Michael went over twice. Look at the rear end hanging out of Michael Waltrip's car.
The 00 is Mike Skinner.
Okay, watch up front. Watch the 48 car. It just tags the 30. Just tags him. Just doesn't take a whole lot.
Michael coming here.
Poor Michael, he has no place. He makes contact with Rusty Wallace and Mark Martin.
That's what sent him over.
Now, Mark's the one that launched him.
Oh, man, those cars just getting by on the bottom side.
And like I said, he just looks like these cars are glued, but it just takes somebody to touch one of these bumpers in the wrong way, especially when you're in a corner. You can do it on the straightaway, as long as your steering wheel is straight, but it doesn't take a whole lot to get them sideways.
Really is a tightrope when you're racing here. I mean,
you've got to respect everybody, and you're so tight all the time. If the guy slips a little bit and gets out of the throttle, you've got somebody that's right on your bumper, so it doesn't take much for somebody to get into you.
So several cars involved. 20 laps are complete. They continue to work on those cars. Meanwhile, the field on pit road. Marty.
Well, Matt Kenseth said his car is very good. He's going to take 2 tires here, a little bit tight off the corners. They make an air pressure adjustment to the right front. Matt?
The 20's already in. Not sure if you ran through any debris. They were talking about going with a 4-tire change, but they're going 2 tires. Dave?
Top of your screen for Greg Biffle. He knows that he ran through debris, so he said we've got to change 4 tires on the 16. Alan?
Jeff Gordon taking 4 tires, bottom left of your screen. You'll see the race off pit road on the right side of the screen. Gordon going to lose some spots by getting the 4 tires. Marty?
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. Is surveying the damage from the Chevrolet. He came into the garage here. And we'll give him just one moment. We'll get to him just a second. We had him a second ago, but his crew called him over to look at the right front. But a lot of damage to the 8 car. And we'll get a word with Junior in a second.